Hi there. In this video, we continue our series on the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. And in this episode, I'm going to bring in a non-Christian by the name Dr. Bart Ehrman. Dr. Bart Ehrman, he used to be an evangelical Christian. I don't know if he was born again or not, but he used to be an evangelical Christian. He went to seminary and he went to study biblical criticism, particularly of the New Testament. So he studied Greek. And I don't know if you're aware of a man called Bruce Metzger. Bruce Metzger happened to be the authority, if not the authority, one of the authorities in biblical criticism, New Testament criticism in Greek. And he was the one that taught Bart Ehrman. Bruce Metzger was a Christian, a serious Christian for that matter. And Bart Ehrman respected him so much. They did a book together. I don't want to go into too much details about that. But in this episode, this Muslim, known as Muhammad Hijab, he taught because Bart Ehrman criticizes the Bible on the basis, that is his job. That's where he lectures on biblical criticism. And because Muhammad Hijab thought that criticism in the academic world means opposition to something. No, that's not what it means. Criticism means examining, in the academic sense, examining a document to find out facts, to find out if the text, if the origin of the text is correct or not. That's what Bart Ehrman does for a living. And so Muhammad Hijab decided to bring Bart Ehrman to his show to interview him. And in the process, the issue of crucifixion came up. That's where I'm concentrating now. It's a long interview, I think about an hour, if not more. But the aspect of the interview that we're interested in here is the issue of the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. And not only crucifixion, the lordship of Jesus also came in, because everything is tied with the crucifixion. Jesus was crucified because he claimed to be the Lord. He claimed to be the Son of God. That's why they crucified him. So we're going to listen to Bart Ehrman and see the question. Muhammad Hijab wanted to manipulate Bart Ehrman into agreeing with Islam on the matter of crucifixion. Let's see how that ends up with him. Let's see whether... so enjoy it.
What does it mean to be unreliable?
Muslims believe in Jesus Christ. There's a lot of interest, I think, from the Muslim community, and many Muslims feel that your conclusions, your historical conclusions of who Jesus Christ is more commensurate with the Muslim idea than it is with the Christian one.
So the question he said is, there's a lot of this. The video, the original video, I can't lay my hands on. This one is not too clear. The audio is not too clear. But let me just do a kind of voiceover. So this is Muhammad Hijab, and he says that there's a lot of interest in the Muslim community, and that a lot of Muslims believe that Bart Ehrman's view, some of his conclusions, they are more in line, they are more commensurate with the Muslim view of Jesus more than with the Christian view. Let's listen to Bart Ehrman. How did he respond? I think I should play that part again.
What does it mean to be unreliable?
Muslims believe in Jesus Christ. There's a lot of interest, I think, from the Muslim community, and many Muslims feel that your conclusions, your historical conclusions of who Jesus Christ is more commensurate with the Muslim idea than it is with the Christian one.
So how did Bart Ehrman respond? Please pay rapt attention.
I wouldn't say that they line up well with the Muslim view.
Oh, goodness me. Look at the face. Oh, goodness. He said, I wouldn't say they line up, my thoughts, my conclusions, I wouldn't say they line up with the Muslim view. But you haven't heard anything. You haven't heard anything. Actually, Bart Ehrman kept on laughing throughout this aspect of the show. He kept on mocking Muhammad because he looked at Muhammad Hijab as an ignorant person. And that's exactly what I've been saying. Particularly with the Nigerian Muslims. You are ignorant. You don't know what is happening. You are living in the dark. And Bart Ehrman kept on mocking, kept on laughing. He's laughing at you. Look at his face.
I really do think Jesus was crucified.
Oh my goodness, did you hear that? I really do think Jesus was crucified.
And that he really was dead and buried. I'm not
Oh goodness, this is hilarious. This is funny. Look at the face of Muhammad Hijab. Look at his face. Because what Bart Ehrman is saying here, he didn't expect it. It was hitting him hard. I'm going to allow that, please, to play again.
I really do think Jesus was crucified and that he really was dead and buried. I'm not interested in whether Jesus was the Son of God.
Okay, so he begins to give more explanations. He said, I'm not interested whether Jesus was Son of God. As an academic, he was not interested. He is still not interested in that because he has left Christianity. But having left Christianity, why is it that he has not disagreed with the Bible's claim of Jesus' crucifixion? Because he has read the books. Not only the Bible, he has read. Listen, but Ehrman operates in the very most prestigious libraries of the world. He goes into the best of the best libraries of the world. And when he goes in there, he's not just reading the Bible, he's reading other terrific documents, ancient documents. And having read those things, he cannot in good conscience say that Jesus Christ was not crucified. But Ehrman is a historian. He is a historian. So he has read all the Greco-Roman books. Greek and Roman, these two empires, that's what we call the Greco-Roman Empire. He has read their books. He has read all these authors. And he knows how to read Greek, I suppose. Because Bruce Metzger, his boss, who is now late, is also was a specialist in Greek language. There's no way you can do New Testament criticism without knowing Greek very well. And Bart Ehrman was a protege of Bruce Metzger. Do you understand what we're talking about? Do you really understand what we're talking about? Muslims, Nigerian Muslims in particular. Do you understand these things? Oh.
Because I don't think there's a God. And so
my understanding is that your conclusion is that Jesus Christ was a messianic prophet.
I think he thought that he was a son of God in the sense.
Listen again. Muhammad Hijab is committing the second blunder. The first blunder was to try to manipulate Bart Ehrman into agreeing that his idea of the crucifixion lines up with the Islamic view. Bart Ehrman said never. I don't buy that. And then Muhammad Hijab went ahead to say, well, he brought up the issue of the sonship of Jesus. Let me repeat that one. Let me just replay it. And listen to Bart Ehrman's response. He said, I really do think that Jesus thought himself to be the Son of God, in some sense.
Christ was a messianic prophet.
Okay, so Muhammad Hijab framed it in this way that maybe Bart Ehrman believes, or maybe Islam believes that he was a messianic prophet. No, not a messianic prophet. He is the Messiah himself, not messianic prophet. There's no meaning of Messiah in the Quran. No meaning of Messiah in Islam. So there's nothing like messianic prophet. There's nothing like that. So that term, that phrase has no meaning. Messianic prophet. Either he is a Messiah or he is the prophet. So the idea of messianic prophet and an ordinary prophet doesn't come into play in Islam, at least. In Christianity, it makes sense because Jesus Christ is still our prophet. Yes, Jesus admits that he is a prophet, but more than a prophet. That's what we believe. And the Messiah is more than a prophet. The Messiah is more than a prophet. All the prophets spoke about their Messiah, even though Messiah himself is a prophet, but more than the prophet. He is the Son of God. And so Muhammad Hijab wanted Bart Ehrman to agree that Jesus was a messianic prophet. How did Bart Ehrman answer?
I think he thought that he was a son of God in the sense that he was specially chosen by God. I think Jesus really did think he was going to be the Messiah, the future king of Israel. I mean, that is, after all, why they crucified him.
Oh, goodness. Do you see how it ties in back into the crucifixion? He said, I do think that Jesus thought that he was the future king of Israel, the Messiah, the chosen one of God. He said, after all, that's why they crucified him. It was that blasphemy that he was the Messiah, that he was the Son of God. That was why they crucified him. That is Christian belief. That is Christian conviction. That's what we're going to get in the Gospels. They crucified him because he claims to be the Son of God. And the Son of God is God. Because the Son of God cannot have any other nature apart from the nature of God, apart from the essence of God. That is a Christian doctrine. It makes sense in Christianity, but it doesn't make sense in Islam. Do you see this?
I think that that's historically right.
Oh my God. Did you hear that again? He said, I think that is historically right. Historically right. Because Bart Ehrman is a historian and he has read this. So I'm going to stop the video here. It's not going to be too long, but I will let it play from the beginning until this. I have to pause so that it doesn't, I don't think Bart Ehrman will fight over this. So let me make it.
What does it mean to be unreliable?
Muslims believe in Jesus Christ. There's a lot of interest, I think, from the Muslim community, and many Muslims feel that your conclusions, your historical conclusions of who Jesus Christ is more commensurate with the Muslim idea than it is with the Christian one.
I wouldn't say that they line up well with the Muslim view. I really do think Jesus was crucified and that he really was dead and buried. I'm not interested in whether Jesus was the Son of God because I don't think there was a God. And so
my understanding is that your conclusion is that Jesus Christ was a messianic prophet.
I think he thought that he was a son of God in the sense that he was specially chosen by God. I think Jesus really did think he was going to be the Messiah, the future king of Israel. I mean, that is, after all, why they crucified him. I think that that's historically right. I think that all of these gospel authors.
So, okay, let him finish this.
I think all of them think that in some sense, Jesus is God. If you think that the Bible cannot.
Did you hear that? He said, I think these gospel writers, I think all of them, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, all of them think. Let him repeat this, and then I'll close. Because that is the same thing that Adnan Rashid was saying. The gospel authors, Adnan Rashid said, they are all unanimous that Jesus Christ was crucified. And now, Bart Ehrman is saying they are all unanimous that Jesus Christ is the Son of God, is God in some sense. Listen.
I think all of them think that in some sense, Jesus is God. If you think that the Bible...
End of story. End of story. Muslims, don't you think it's over for you right now? It's over for you. And Bart Ehrman used to be one of your prophets. By that I mean the way Muslims talk about Bart Ehrman, but every time. Because they think that Bart Ehrman's conclusions will help them against Christianity. No, Bart Ehrman is destroying Islam right in the presence of Muhammad Hijab. And Muhammad Hijab was forced to be laughing. Of course, he has to laugh. He is talking to a very highly placed scholar in the world. Bart Ehrman is still alive. In today's world, he is one of the forces to reckon with when it comes to Greek text of the Bible. You can't push Bart Ehrman aside. He is a scholar, a biblical textual critic. Do you know what we're talking about? No, you don't know. You Muslims in Nigeria, I'm going to say it until it sinks right into your heads that you are ignorant. You don't know what you are doing. Other than to wear hijab if you are a girl, or to wear what this garment, what do they call it? Jalabia. And to have beard. Nothing else. Nothing. Wow. I'm enjoying this series so far. I'm enjoying it. Let me know if you're enjoying it. Drop your comment in the comment section down below. Thank you and God bless you.